The road to the frost-bound estate is long, and the last of it is cold and silent. You have followed a torn map and an old sharpened star across half the South Country, and everything you found along the way pointed here, to this abandoned ruin. In a watchtower ledger you found the tax levies, grain taken from villages that could not spare it, collected under a spiked symbol no one living would name. Enforced tribute, with a garrison to take it. At a roadside shrine you read the quiet names, the people who said no, carved small by hands that could not say so out loud. The people who then vanished from history. And in the archive at Briar Crossing, you saw the proof no one wanted found. The crest of the Academy of Heroes was not always crossed by defensive blades. Once its star stood alone, vicious, sharp, oppressive. The honourable academy that serves the world today was built upon the bones of an academy that served only itself. Then the road turns unnaturally cold. Frost appears on the hedgerows, rime on the milestones. The locals do not use this road, and they would not tell you why. Now you stand where the road ends, at the gates of the estate, and you immediately do know why. You cross the threshold of the frostbound estate expecting darkness. Instead, you step into memory. The great entry hall opens around you, beams blackened by age, empty lantern hoops swinging without a sound, a staircase curling up into shadow. At the far end, a dais beneath a shattered window, where cold daylight falls in pale bars across the stone. Then the hall fills, not with living souls, but with arcane echoes of what they left behind. Frostlight blooms across the floor, and figures gather like breath on glass. They do not see you. This is not a haunting. It is one moment, replaying, held so fiercely the house cannot forget it. On the dais stands a hazy image of a man none of you have ever seen, and yet he seems to dominate the hall around him. Even in an echoed memory, he carries himself like a man who believed the world had been made for his needs alone. Behind him, mounted in dark iron, rest 9 scepters, each crowned with a different sleeping light. Facing him, 3 spectral figures hover, dressed for the road rather than ceremony. 2 are strangers to you. The third you somehow know immediately. His was the hand that filled the journal you now carry, the voice that rang across the frozen courtyard. Malin Dor, one hand raised, not in threat, but in appeal.
Severan, stand down. This need not end in ruin or bloodshed.
Stand down. You stand in my hall, having brought the Academy of Power so low, and you dare lecture me on ruin?
The Academy will not continue like this. It cannot. We will no longer collect levies wrung out of hungry villages. No longer whisper threats dressed up as law. No longer hoard discoveries until they turn rancid. The Academy was not built for this.
It was built to guard roads, to train the strong so they might help others, to put skill in the service of justice.
And to heal what fear breaks, to keep wisdom near at hand so it could be shared, not shackled.
You bore me. You speak pretty words, good for inscriptions, but useless for rule. You speak as though the world waits to reward gentleness. It does not. The world is savagery with painted manners, and power is the only thing that has ever held order upright. Without command, the roads rot. Without fear, the bridges fail. Without mastery, Knowledge is stolen by fools, by warlords, by beasts wearing crowns.
No. Without honor, power decays. Without justice, command becomes appetite. That is what you have made of this academy.
You taught it to feed on the people it was meant to protect.
You drifted so far from what the academy was meant to be that you call corruption discipline.
Betrayers, usurpers. You creep through ledgers and whispers. You poison loyal hands. You call sabotage a virtue. And still you stand there and ask me to yield? I will never surrender the 9 elemental scepters to children who mistake restraint for wisdom.
We did not come for spectacle, Severan. The academy is refounded, now held by those who would keep it true. The council holds the vote. The towers are now open. The roads are no longer yours to starve. We came because you once led this place. Because despite your crimes, you were still Headmaster. And because mercy should come before final judgment.
Mercy. A soft word the weak use to pretend they are not afraid to strike.
If we had come to strike Severan, this hall would be rubble by now.
If we had come to end you, you would not still be standing.
Very well. Then hear it plainly, Severan Malveris. There will be no further office. If you will not yield the hall, or the scepters, or your authority, not even to save what can still be saved, you will be bound to your ruin as its prisoner. This estate will be your exile, its walls your boundary, its threshold your limit. You will be kept as an honored prisoner of the academy until the end of your natural days.
You will be fed, sheltered, treated with the dignity owed even to a man who has done grave wrongs to the world.
But you will not leave. You will no longer spread your poison throughout Aurelune.
The pulse races through the hall, into the walls, along the stair, beneath the floor, and up the iron frame behind him, where 9 scepters sleep. The binding ritual seems to take hold of more than the man.
You saw. Liars. Usurpers. Cowards cloaked in mercy.
What you choose to do while bound within these walls will be your final judgment, Severan. Choose wisely.
And so the reformed Academy of Heroes kept its word. He was fed, he was sheltered, he was treated with dignity to the end of his natural days. And when those days ended, the estate did not open, because he would not let go of it. Not the estate, not the rage. Unwilling to accept the truth that the world now refused to fear him. Death came for Severan Malveris, and found him unwilling to accept its dark touch. For 300 years, this moment has been replayed, held as an arcane echo, so great was its power. And yet, the revenant in the hall watched himself refuse, and be answered, and be bound. Every time, his rage eternally growing, because no one would ever obey his commands again. The memory lets go. The reformers thin like mist. Malin last of all, hand still raised. The hall empties, but not completely. What remains on the dais is not memory. Robes hanging in shredded frost, skin the colour of tomb marble. eyes lit with a white and hungry fire. And in the dark beyond him, iron catches the light. The frame is real. The 9 sceptres are real. Their lights gutter like candles near the end of the wick.
Liars, usurpers, cowards cloaked in mercy.
His eyes flick to the empty air where they stood, then back to you. What twists through the fury is not repentance. It is humiliation cloaked in rage. You were never meant to witness this.
Tell me they were weak and foolish. Tell me I was right.
No one answers him. You stare at him with disgust, refusing to obey his command. With that, his hope of confirmation curdles into something worse. And his gaze narrows on your living warmth standing in his frozen hall.
Then you too shall feel the cold wrath of what it means to defy the Academy of Power.
He comes off the dais in a spray of frost and torn cloth, hands like talons, mouth torn open in a starved cry. The last headmaster comes screaming through the ruined hall.